Hey guys, I'm Angela and welcome back to Hobby Night. This week, Space Marine 2 was officially announced. There were some positive articles out there in some fashion magazines about Warhammer that I want to talk about, and Black Library had a preview, so there's a couple of cool things that I have my eye on. With that, let's go ahead and get into this week's Hobby News.
Command! This is first platoon! We've lost the square! We can't hold it!
Isn't it glorious? Oh my God, it's been 10 years since we've had a Space Marine game, and I am so excited for the collaboration between Saber Interactive and Focus Entertainment to bring us Space Marine 2, because Titus is back. He looks like he might be bound to the Inquisition because he's got that nice little chain on his right arm, which I'm very curious about what that plot's going to be, because if you remember, at the end of Space Marine 1, he was taken away as a witch because he had developed psychic powers, but maybe it wasn't psychic powers. Maybe it's just the Emperor's blessing helping him defeat everything. But regardless, he is back in Space Marine 2. The trailer looks phenomenal. The gameplay looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be bloody and gory and just what the 41st millennium is made up of, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it, for us to find out more information about it, for them to reveal more of what maybe the plot is going to be, because you did see in that trailer, they're going to be fighting Tyranids this time. And I've not actually fought Tyranids that much, except for in one of the more recent games that they played, and I can't even remember what one it is now, but I really like them as enemies because they just, I don't know, I like swarms and everything. I just think having a lot of enemies coming at you, having to deal with all that is going to be really cool. And I also very intrigued by the fact that there's a lot of Cadians in the trailer, which I'm hoping that means that we're going to be running with them potentially during the actual campaign and everything. Regardless, I'm super hyped. Let me know what you're excited most about it down in the comments below.
Blessed Sigma, the world drowns in corruption. Your empire is aflame with heresy. The faithful perish, and the wicked multiply. Blessed Sigma, lend me your strength. Grant me the will to purge the corrupt, to smite the heretic, to bring hope when hope is lost. By By the comet and the hammer, I pledge to the coming battle. I vow not to waver and never retreat. To stand tall against the flames of perdition. To drive back the shadow of chaos with your holy light.
Finished praying, have you?
Where is your patience, Master Dwarf? Have I ever let you down? Victory favors the faithful. Let us teach them fear. For Sigma and the Empire!
Sticking in video game news, we're going to talk briefly about Vermintide 2, because that was also had a new trailer out at the Game Awards this week, and Fat Shark is making Victor Saltpyre, the former witch hunter, he's now a warrior priest. I'm really excited to see this class being added into the game. I think it's relatively new to Vermintide 2, but I do remember it very strongly from Vermintide 1, and I really actually think I enjoyed playing that one. I actually think that's one I ran as when I wasn't playing the Ranger. So I'm super hyped to see this. I love that they brought Victor back. I love that voice actor so much, so the trailer was super cool to see, and I'm just very pumped for this game.
Hello, Imperial Citizen. This is your regular reminder to subscribe to the channel and hit the Emperor's bell for notifications. And if you're feeling particularly devout, you can join my Patreon, where you'll get exclusive unboxings, behind-the-scenes content, and more. Now, let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Next up, I want to talk about a little bit of positivity that I found within the Warhammer community. Not that there's any lack thereof, but it was really cool to see. So if you haven't heard, the Face magazine, which is a British magazine focused on music, fashion, and culture, recently had an article about Warhammer 40,000. Actually, it was really about the golden age of Warhammer in general. And the thing that I thought was really, really cool about this article is, one, it went over the history a little bit of Games Workshop, talked a bit about the games, but there was a lot of interviews with people from the community, including a Instagrammer that I follow and really enjoy the work of, and her name is Helena, aka Sylvana Paints on Instagram, and she has exceptional work. She was interviewed in this article, and basically what it was all about was how Warhammer, through the pandemic, for a lot of people, was a source of joy, a way to relieve their anxiety or depression, and a way to connect with people even when you couldn't actually go out and physically do so, because the hobby brought everybody together. And I just want to say that I think that is amazing. I hope that more positive news gets put on Warhammer in this way, so that the community can continue to grow, we can have more and more people involved in it, and we can see a lot more cool painted miniatures, we'll have a lot more people to play games with, and I just want to continue to see it grow. So if you haven't checked out this article already, because I have shared it a couple times on my Instagram, make sure to check the link in the description below to go read it for yourself, because it is just a genuine joy to read.
You want a challenge? Whether Warhammer 40K?
Oh!
Next up, we need to talk about Shayna Baszler, one of my favorite WWE superstars at this moment, because she called out Graham Norton on G4's a G4 interview that she was on. Because if you haven't seen, Graham Norton had Henry Cavill on, and he kind of teased him about playing Warhammer and talking about it all the time and waving his nerd flag and everything. And Shayna was like, "Nuh-uh, that ain't cool, bro. You want to see how cool Warhammer is? Come and fight me. I'll play a game against you." So she's dropped an open challenge for him. Now I have no idea if he's gonna actually commit to this or anything. I really, really doubt it. But I love that Shayna had so much passion for the game, and she is such a massive nerd that she did a promo. She cut a promo on Graham Norton, and that was just epic. I just continue to love everything about that woman. I am glad to see that there are a number of very cool celebrities very much into this hobby, which again, I really hope helps it grow, brings more people in, so that this hobby can just continue to expand, and like I said previously, just have more and more people to play against. All right, we're done with positivity. Let's talk about some cool new models, because if you haven't seen, there's another new Blood Bowl model that's coming out, and it is a giant rat ogre, and he looks amazing. I just think One, if you want to add some power to your Skaven list, that's how you're gonna do it, and he looks rad, he looks really terrifying. I just continue to love the Blood Bowl sculpts. I hope that we continue to get a lot more of them throughout the second season's run, and I hope soon we get to see some like really cool big Nurgle models actually, because I haven't seen too much for like the Maggot Cannon or anything in the game, and I really, really want to. I think it'll be cool, and I really just, this rat looks awesome. This past weekend, Games Workshop had a long preview where they revealed a bunch of Black Library books. Now, before we actually talk about any of the books that are interesting, I want to talk about the 2 new models that they revealed also on stream. First up, we've got the Fafnir Ran, who is an Imperial Fist. I probably butchered his name, I do apologize for that, but he looks so cool. I do love me some Dorn boys, as you might know, and this particular model is very, very handsome. That shield on his back especially just really caught my eye. I just love all of the detail. Now, of course, Forge World always is really good about having fantastic detail. The Horus Heresy era stuff that they do is lovely, but Fafnir is not the only person who came out. We also got Dominion Zephon, who is a Blood Angel, and I really, really like that in his helmeted version, he's got a little beak. And I miss those. I really wish they would bring beaks back to the Primaris. I know that they probably won't, because why would they give us something that we want? But I think it would be really, really cool. But
because Games Workshop's never given you anything you want.
That's true. They've never given me anything I want. That's not true at all. They've given me plenty of things I want. However, I do actually have a little bit of a mild concern with this, because as much as I love the beak helmet, I actually really like this guy's face, which is not normal for me when it comes to the Space Marine faces. Normally I think they kind of look a little derp, but it's a Blood Angel and they gave him fangs and it just looks so good. Also, I found it interesting, and I know that there are Blood Angels with dark hair, but I'm so used to all of them being blonde that this guy's head being painted with dark hair, I actually was like, oh, he's so handsome. I really, really like this one. So this one might actually be one that I try to get my hands on, but I really don't think it'll happen just because I know the Forge World models are a little hard to get sometimes. They're limited edition, well, not that they're limited edition, but they just go very quickly and it takes them forever to get restocked. So it'll be unlikely, but it'd be very cool to pick up either of these models anyways. Last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about some of those Black Library books that are coming out, because there were a whole bunch of really cool ones, but the ones that stood out the most to me were some of the limited edition special covers of some of these books. So first, we have The Triumph of Saint Catherine, which I've not read, but I've really wanted to, and the special edition collection for that book, the cover is gorgeous. It's a deep red, it's got a really cool art on the front. I just think that Games Workshop in the recent years has been doing exceptional work with their book covers for their limited edition stuff. Additionally, the Ahriman Eternal book looks so cool. Like the book itself, the cover is great. It's not like super fancy, but what's really cool is this particular book comes as a box set with a bunch of accessories, and I have a secret to tell you. I'm a sucker for coins, and there's a lot of coins in that box set. And I also deeply, deeply love Egypt. So Thousand Suns are kind of one of my jams, and I just think this set looks glorious. Plus, it's all blues and purples, so the color scheme works as well. You might be going, Angela, why don't you run a Thousand Suns list? And I'm going, you know, I don't know, but I should work on that. Now, the last thing that I wanted to call out specifically from this stream that I thought was by far the coolest thing that they had listed, and that was the Siege of Terra map. That was, or the Horus Heresy Siege of Terra map, Defense of Lionsgate. It just, I love in-world props more than I even love coins, and if I could get my hands on this, I think I would die very happy because it just is so cool. Not only is it something that Dorn would have on his desk during the Siege of Terra, which just warms my heart so much, it just is a really cool prop. And I think really cool props are exceptional. And I want a map. I want a really, really rad map. And if it has an Imperial fist with it, that makes it even better. All right, that has been it for this week in hobby news. It was very Warhammer dominated because there wasn't a whole lot else out there right now that I found super interesting, mostly because we're in the holiday season and no one's really producing new stuff because they're trying to get all their holiday stuff out. But we'll be back next week with another painting tutorial, so be looking forward to that. I've got a little claptrap to paint and I have some ideas for what I'm going to do with him and I'm very, very excited. But before I head out, I wanted to go ahead and give a huge thank you to my patrons for supporting us and allowing content like this to continue to be made. If you'd like to join them and have your name listed here, you can find a link in the description below. In the meantime, I have been Angela, you've been watching Hobby Night, and I'll see you next time. Bye!